Good morning, and welcome to Unity in Harlem Sunday service, April 30th, 2023. Today, you are certainly in for a treat. Our guest speaker is our longtime friend, companion, and supporter of Unity in Harlem, Reverend James Gaither. Marie Poncé will lead us in the songs. Reverend LeRoy will lead us in announcements. The Unity in Harlem affirmation will be led by Bob Poncé, and all are to follow. The Daily Word, Simplicity, will be read by Desmond. The meditation will be led by Reverend Carol Hunt. Reverend James Gaither will lead us in the prayer protection. Marie Poncé shall lead us in the peace song at the conclusion of the service. I strongly urge you to fellowship with us immediately after the Sunday service. Again, thank you for coming to our service today. Once you come, you are part of the family. You have a blessed day and enjoy the service.
Bless me, oh Lord, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory, oh Lord, bless me indeed, bless me indeed. Increase, increase, oh Lord, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory, oh Lord, bless me indeed. I pray for increase, bless me indeed. Keep your hand upon me. I know your power shall protect me. Sunshine and rain, joy and pain, Lord, I humbly come to you. Enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory. Oh Lord, bless me indeed. I pray for increase, bless me indeed. Keep your hand upon me. I know your power shall protect me. Sunshine and rain, joy I humbly come to you. Oh Christ, I need your faith. Oh God, take my resistance. Oh God, I need excellence from you. Oh God. Ooh, I need your faith. Your power is all around me. I have your love. Oh Lord, bless me indeed in every deed I do. I am that I am, Christ in me. Indeed.
The announcement for today, April 30th, 2023. Unity in Harlem Zoom connection is 698-428-2725. By phone, it's 929-205-6099. Passcode 7777777. Fellowship immediately after Sunday service. You're asked to join. Tuesday study group 6 to 8 p.m. The Universe is Calling by Eric Butterworth. Friday, Unity in Harlem Prayer Circle is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Unity in Harlem's Gospel Gram for April 20th, 2023, featured on Unity in Harlem Facebook. Unity in Harlem 30-day spiritual fitness meditation every day for 30 days. The number is 717-908-1837. The code is 523925. Anyone wanting to speak to the minister about a personal matter, feel free to call 646-481-1844. Next Sunday service, May 7th, the title is Ask the Minister. And those are the announcements for today. Again, have a blessed day.
Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it." Unity affirmations speak to the power of our words, and particularly the power of I am. And so we say this affirmation every Sunday to affirm our divine nature. The words are on the screen, and I invite you to say them with me. I am an abundant, radiating center of God's love and light for peace, healing, and inner truth for all.
Today's reading is entitled Simplicity. I pause to appreciate life's simplest blessings. Today I give thanks for the simple blessings, the small things that bring a smile to my lips and a warm feeling to my heart. A
a hug from a friend, a cuddle from a grandchild, or stroking the soft fur of a beloved pet fill my awareness with love. The sudden lift I get seeing a favorite person's handwriting in the mail, or the thrill of spotting a rainbow after a cleansing rain shower spark lasting happiness in my heart. These things and more remind me that true contentment is found in life's smallest moments. The everyday treasures that comprise daily life and draw me close to God. I focus on these simple blessings and grow in gratitude for my life's many gifts. Psalm 144 verse 15 says, "Happy are the people to whom such blessings fall. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord." Amen.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer. Let's pray. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer. Let's pray. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer. Think. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer, a prayer, oh, a prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie, and good morning. Good morning to everyone. And I hope your week from Sunday past to this Sunday has been a blessed one. So happy to have you with us today and to enjoy the service that has been prepared for you. Ah, we live in a time when things are happening every day. However, we are always called in terms of how we respond to the things that are happening around us daily. Today, I want to remind you of next Sunday, the first Sunday in May, and the title for something new is called Ask the Minister. And as I have shared before, I hope you've got your questions that you might have for me, and that you will send them to me ahead of time, and I will have a short talk about the minister, and we'll have an opportunity to uh, share what you are thinking about, what your questions may be about. I hope that I will get some questions. So far, I have not seen any come across my phone or my desktop. Today we are, a word of thanks before I go another step. Thanks to Marie, thanks to Bob always, and thank you to LeRoy Weathers, Reverend LeRoy Weathers, and to Desmond Stevens, who have participated today in sharing their talent and commitment to unity in Harlem. We are grateful for their volunteer spirit. Today we have a guest. I'll be talking more about our guest after the meditation, but I do want to share with you, and I will repeat it later, the title of his talk, and how privileged we are to be able to hear it. It is How to Get Unstuck. That I think we all would have something to say about that. How to get unstuck. The metaphysical truth of infinite possibilities and freedom. Infinite possibilities and freedom. So now, I ask you to settle down in your seat, lean back, if that's more comfortable. I suggest your back should be straight. There should be nothing around you that distracts you from the now moment. This is your opportunity to close your eyes. However, you don't have to close your eyes, but I invite you to shut out what is around you, what you would see when you open your eyes. Close your eyes and let your thought be only of your breath. Connect to your easy rhythm of breathing in, breathing out. breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe in and out and focus on your breath, you begin immediately to settle in more, to become more quiet from within out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in a little deeper. And exhale a little slower. Breathe in a little deeper. Exhale a little slower. Take your time and breathe in. Breathe out. As you focus on your breath, you can feel the energy of the breath as you breathe in and breathe out. You can feel the breath as it flows through your body. Let that breath relax you. Relax you. And now give some thought to your body. Should there be any place in your body that feels tight, feels painful, uncomfortable, breathe into those places now and exhale slowly, relaxing those places. Again, breathe in, take inventory, and send that breath to those places, relaxing them. Think now about your feelings, your emotions. Do you feel tightness, tension, stress? Anywhere at all? Breathe in, exhale, relax. Saying, peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. And think about the words that keep coming and going in your mind. Let them come and gently let them go. Let them come, let them go. And as they go, set them aside. And again, whisper peace, be still, peace, be still. And now breathe in deeply. Hold the breath. Hold the breath for 4. Exhale the breath slowly for 6. Once more, breathe in deeply. Hold the breath for 5. And exhale for 7. You feel quiet. You feel still. And should anything distract you, again, simply return to the breath. I breathe in, I breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. In this quiet moment, I invite you to open the door of your heart. Opening the door of your heart, you feel safe and secure. You feel comforted. Feeling safe, secure at the center of who you are. There is nothing, no thing that can come between you and the divine spirit you are. Feel the warmth of that support. Feel the warmth of that caring. Feel the warmth of the love that you are surrounded in, cared for, comforted by. Your heart, open wide, blesses you, takes care of you, lifts you, nourishes you. Feel the energy of the love. You are one in that energy. You are one in that love. Nothing to separate you from. There is no separation. Settle yourself in that oneness. Feel the care, the comfort, the support. And breathe into that space with a grateful heart. Feel the thankfulness of knowing your oneness. Knowing you are your comfort. You are your care. You are your love. And now breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in deeply. Exhale slowly. Feel the relaxation. Feel being restored. Feel being relaxed in the now moment. You are open. You are receptive to all the good that now unfolds. Breathe in, breathe out, and as you are ready, you can open your eyes in the name and the nature of the Christ. Amen. And so it is. It is always a pleasure for me to be in the presence of Reverend Jim Gaither. There is such a calm, easy, rhythmic way about him. And for those of you who know him or remember Reverend Gaither, I'm sure it's a pleasure for you to welcome him along with me back to Unity in Harlem. I have shared this before about him and will share again for those who may be listening to him for the first time. Reverend Gaither had a long career teaching at Unity Seminary, some 20 years. Now that's more because he is back there doing some teaching. He also spent 8 years in New York as minister at Unity at 58th Street. And something that's very close to my heart, Reverend Jim ordained me after I finished the field licensing program at Unity World Ministries. He is currently now adjunct professor at Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. I mentioned he was doing some teaching there. He is also adjunct at Unity Urban Ministry School, also Hallows University Graduate Seminary, where he earned his own doctorate degree. He teaches at Osha Lifelong Learning Institute through the University of Kansas. I consider Jim my friend, and it is my honor to have been involved with him in creating a prayer practitioner training program for small ministries for the past, 2 to 3 years. It is through that experience Unity in Harlem recently welcomed our very own trained prayer fellows in affirmations. This is our beginning step toward creating our own prayer practitioner program. Unity Jim writes for Unity Magazine. He has authored 2 books, The Essential Charles Fillmore, A Guide to Practical Mysticism and Metaphysics, and The Hidden Realm of God, the Historical Jesus and His Healing Philosophy. As I shared earlier, his topic today, how to get unstuck, the metaphysical truth of infinite possibilities and freedom. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Jim.
Thank you, Carol. I have so much love and respect for Reverend Carol Hunt, and I'm so grateful that our paths crossed, and we've got to be in contact over the years. We've been fairly regularly in contact with the prayer project that we were working on, Prayer Practitioner Project. I also have so much love and respect for Unity in Harlem, the community, its history, the good people, beautiful spiritual beings that I have met there. Haven't been in personal contact or physical contact in quite some time, but it's great to be back and sharing with you today. on the topic of how to get unstuck. Feeling stuck is a common human condition. By feeling stuck, I mean that feeling you get when it seems like you've run out of options or like you're in a rut. It's like when you get on a roller coaster to prove that you were brave enough to ride it, and the bars locked down and it started to move up the track. Too late to get off, you're stuck for the ride. But of course, many situations of feeling stuck are more serious than being stuck on an amusement park ride. In general, we find ourselves in a relationship and can't see our way out. It might be a personal relationship or a relationship to our work or to some project we feel stuck or in a rut. We might think that this relationship doesn't work, it's not fulfilling, but I have to stay because I don't want to hurt his or her feelings. Or I can't afford to quit this horrible job because I'm not qualified for a better job, or there just aren't any better jobs available for me. There's all kinds of ways we can get stuck. The stuckest relationship we have is with our own bodies. When you have a physical ailment, you can feel like it will never end, even when you know that it will end, or at least there's a good chance for a cure. There are all kinds of ways we feel stuck in life. And the good news is that there are always ways to get unstuck. I've been studying philosophy, religion, and the Bible for about a half a century. Over the years, I've become more and more convinced that mind is all there really is. That means that if we redirect our attention, we can change our mental perceptions and our conditions. And I have also found that studying the Bible metaphorically or metaphysically, as we say in Unity, that studying the Bible in that way can be a useful instrument for self-knowledge and a better life. It can help us gain insight into our thoughts and feelings and develop mental and spiritual methods for coping with human problems. And I want to go back to the point about mind. Why do I say that mind is all there really is? Well, all we ever directly experience are mental perceptions. We have mental perceptions of internal thoughts and feelings. We have mental perceptions of our bodies and the world around our bodies. We cannot get outside of our minds to see if there's a material world that is represented by our mental perceptions. Our ideas of a material world are just that, ideas. This theory of reality has a name. It's called idealist metaphysics. Idealist metaphysics. There have been many idealist philosophers throughout history on all continents, really, including Pythagoras, Socrates, Plato, the great African metaphysician and mystic Plotinus, Bishop Berkeley of Ireland, Hegel of Germany, Emerson of America, and Charles Sanders Peirce, who is the founder of pragmatism and one of the most important logicians and mathematicians of the 20th century. There are even many notable modern physicists who are idealists in metaphysics based on their understanding of relativity and quantum physics. One of the great physicists, Sir Arthur Eddington, who won many or was awarded many honors for his work in astrophysics and physics. Sir Arthur Eddington, who first discovered that the energy of the sun and stars are generated by nuclear fusion, and who first designed an experiment to support Einstein's relativity theory. Sir Arthur Eddington concluded that, and this is a direct quote, "the stuff of the world is mind stuff." Idealist metaphysics is not yet universally accepted, probably because it seems counterintuitive, sort of like the understanding that the earth goes around the sun. It always looks like the sun is going around the earth, but it's not, as you know. Sometimes what seems counterintuitive is nevertheless the truth. And you are familiar with idealist metaphysics and its practical applications because that's really what the unity teaching is. All there really is mind. I take it that anything true is also real. So true ideas are true, and therefore true ideas are real. This is the realist or idealist metaphysic. There are an infinite number of true ideas. The mind stuff, as Eddington calls it, is limitless. We know this partly because there are an infinite number of mathematical and logical truths, an infinite number of real ideas. It's not that mathematical and logical truths are the only kind of truths. There may be an infinite number of other kinds of truths as well. Since there are infinite real ideas, there must also be a real, eternal, infinite mind. Where ideas are, there also is mind. Where mind is, there also are ideas. They are inseparable. What's more, infinite mind must therefore be present as all individual minds. Your mind, my mind, your mind is God mind, this infinite mind, at the point of your experience. God mind is infinite mind at the point of your experience. In our unity with infinite mind, we have limitless possibilities for experience. What we are experiencing right now is a collection of possible mental perceptions. We can always direct our attention to different mental perceptions and so have different experiences. All things are possible with God, Jesus said. I take it that the word God refers to this infinite mind and its limitless possibilities for experience, this limitless infinite mind that is us at our point of experience. We are, therefore, never really stuck. That's the good news. The feeling of being stuck is an illusion that we can see through. In theory, there are literally limitless numbers of ways to get unstuck because infinite mind. Getting unstuck is the same also as beginning a new creative process. That's another way of looking at getting unstuck. Initiating or beginning a new creative process, experiencing new mental perceptions, experiencing, manifesting new possibilities. So this morning, I'm going to share with you an old-time practical unity teaching based on the metaphysical interpretation of Genesis 1. You've probably heard about this before, studied this before, if you've been in unity for any amount of time. But we can use this teaching, this interpretation, as one effective way to make a new beginning and move in a new creative direction. The first chapter of Genesis is not a scientific account of the creation of the universe. There was no science when the book was written. It's anachronistic to think about it that way, to think about it as being science. Rather, the first chapter of Genesis is a story to make the simple point that everything we perceive in the universe was created by spirit. And of course, the word spirit is synonymous with mind. So the creation story fits with this idealist metaphysical perspective. I use this process all the time. You probably do too, consciously or unconsciously. Many unity teachers think of this 7-step story as a step-by-step process with stages that one follows in sequence. But my experience tells me that it's a 7-fold process. We move back and forth through the different stages. We emphasize one or the other day, spiritual, metaphysical day, if you will, depending on where we're at in our life story. Now, Charles Fillmore interpreted this story in detail. He interpreted and saw it as an allegory for the ideas of the spiritual self. He called it involution, the ideation, the creation, if you will, of the I am, the divine within. That's how he interpreted it as a whole. Nevertheless, for simplicity's sake, I'll discuss the process in the sequential order of the biblical symbolism. And you can read and study Charles Fillmore's teaching on this in more detail, either in Mysteries of Genesis, his book, or in the Essential Charles Fillmore, which is a slightly condensed version with some extra commentary. But for now, let's just look at the general ideas in the story and understand the metaphysical understanding of them and how they get us and can get us unstuck. So at the beginning of the story, there's just God and the waters, as they're called, the deep. And the Spirit of God moves on the face of the deep. The Spirit of God broods over the waters. That's kind of the meaning of the Hebrew there in that very first verse. This imagery of the Spirit moving on the waters is a metaphysical representation or symbolism for consciousness and for the subconscious mind potential. Spirit is that consciousness considered as a whole. The waters symbolize potential, the subconscious or universal substance potential. When we need to move out of an old set of conditions and create a new or renewed life, when we want to get us unstuck, we can begin by recognizing this twofold power of mind in which we participate, how our conscious thoughts can impress ideas on the subconscious, on the mind substance. This subconscious substance, then, as we impress ideas on it, begins to accumulate until the idea is fulfilled in our body or in our conditions, in our world of perceptions. Our subconscious substance is continuous with the deeper infinite substance of the universal mind, of God mind. That's the way Sir Arthur Eddington described it also. Our subconscious is continuous with that deeper universal consciousness. So we are working not just with our personal subconscious. It's not limited to our personal subconscious. We're also working with infinite mind when we impress these ideas on the subconscious substance. And we can use this process to manifest for ourselves. And we can join together with others to collectively manifest greater good in a group project. Bringing our consciousness together and impressing these ideas together gives it greater power. And it's also important to remember at the outset of the creative process that consciousness directs the movement of the body into action. Our consciousness directs the movement of the body. The body is an idea in our consciousness. So we need to be willing to move our body ideas with our minds to create new conditions. So the creation story goes on with a series of things where it says, God said, God said. First, God said, let there be light. Light here symbolizes illumination. The illumination for a new creation is the perception of new possibilities. Knowing that divine potential is unlimited, we seek to be continuously open to the light, to ideas for new directions in life. We need inner light to see what we're doing and where we're going. In the story, God speaks things into existence. It signifies the power of the word that we can use. We use the power of word all the time. We use the power of the word in a silent form, in a spoken form, in a written form, to manifest conditions in our lives. Think about how often our words almost immediately manifest things. When we ask for something in a store or a restaurant, we are using the spoken word to bring something into our experience. When we sign a contract for a loan or a car or a house, we are using the written word to manifest something. When we use silent or spoken affirmations, we are impressing ideas on the subconscious and infinite substance, the waters of creation, to manifest new states of mind and new conditions. We are like the Spirit of God brooding over the waters to speak things into our world, to speak things into manifestation. So that was the first day. The light, let there be light. The second day, let there be a firmament. Okay, so the firmament in this context, in the mind of our ancestors, the firmament was this idea that there was literally a substance in which the stars were embedded, a substance through which the sun, the moon, and the planets traveled. It was not thought of as empty space or as a vacuum, but as permanent ethereal substance. It was thought of as the realm of God and angels. So in some culture, the stars and the planets were gods and goddesses. We can think of the firmament as the aspect of mind that makes things firm, that gives them substance. So let there be a firmament symbolizes or represents the power of faith. As we open to new ideas, we also need to activate our power of faith. And sometimes that's the thing that needs to be done first. This can be done, this activating our power of faith can be done with affirmation statements or with visualizations. Faith makes ideas firm in our consciousness and in our experiences. As it says in Scripture, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. That's the firmament of consciousness, the ethereal substance that is part of our experience and unity with the infinite and the universe. So we might use affirmations to build faith. We might start with that simple idea that Jesus said, with God, all things are possible. That idea, with God, all things are possible, helps us have faith in our possibilities. I have faith in the omnipotence of infinite mind to move mountains in my life. I would invite you to silently hold that thought for a moment. I have faith in the omnipotence of infinite mind to move mountains in my life. I get that feeling of the power of faith to move mountains. In my unity with omnipotent good, I am filled with confidence. I invite you to sort of hold that thought for a moment. In my unity with omnipotent good, I am filled with confidence. I am firm in my purposes. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves to be firm. I am firm in my purposes. These and other kinds of affirmations build up our faith, connect us to and accumulate, as Charles Fillmore put it, spiritual substance to add to the form or the ideas that we are seeking to manifest. So that was the second day, the firmament. The third day, God said, let the dry land appear and let the earth bring forth vegetation. So this is a representation of another aspect of this creative process. This represents using the power of imagination. Imagine manifesting your good, not just with words, but with imagery, feelings, sounds. Spend time imaging the fulfillment of your potential. This is one of the most powerful tools we have, the power of imagination, to impress ideas in consciousness, to form them in consciousness. Imagine what you would experience as vividly and as realistically as you can, and then release that image to be impressed upon the mind substance. Holding images in mind during relaxed meditation is like planting seeds in the earth to bring forth vegetation. As you're imaging, think of that as planting these seeds in the spiritual substance to bring forth that which you want to create in your body, in your world. And vividly imagining what you seek also strengthens the power of faith. So that's the third day, imagination. The fourth day, let there be lights in the firmament. Let them be for signs and seasons. And this day of creation includes the sun and the moon. Charles Fillmore says the moon represents the will and the sun represents the understanding. Our will needs to reflect the light of our understanding. This is the story of the creation of the night sky. And the night sky is a vision of the divine order of the universe. The unmoving constellations of stars signified to the ancients the permanent divine structure of the cosmos. It can represent that to us as well, the permanent divine structure of the cosmos. In ancient astronomy, people predicted changing seasons by watching the planets moving through the permanent constellations to see where they were when. That was how they knew when to plant, when to reap, when to store goods, and also when to hold various religious festivals. Hanukkah, Passover, Easter, Ramadan all shift throughout the year because they're based on the old astronomy and the lunar calendar that was used in that old astronomy. That's why they move around. They're not just one particular day in the solar year. The point is, though, that there is a divine order in the universe. We can see it every night when we look up into the nighttime sky and see the stars and their regularity and the movements. The point is that we can align with this divine order. We can do things in divine timing and divine order. This requires some intuition, but also just some understanding of things, understanding of how things work. We seek to align our will with divine timing and divine order through the light of understanding, the light of the sun in this story. And once you are clear about what you want to create in your life, you can begin to plan out what you need to do to manifest the good you seek. Contemplate the order of the steps you need to take. Consider how long it might take to work through each step of the plan. Consider the timing. You apply your understanding to lay out the steps that you need to take to manifest that good, if there's some physical actions that you must take. When you direct your will, your mental attention, to spring forth with a mighty faith to do what ought to be done by you, you are manifesting divine order. Direct your mental attention to that which ought to be done with you, by you, one step at a time in divine order. That's the fourth day. The fifth day, God says, let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures and let birds fly above the earth. This day, this stage represents how thoughts emerge in the conscious mind from the subconscious, represented by the sea creatures, and the superconscious, represented by the birds. The subconscious, your subconscious, consists of your accumulated experience and knowledge. And so new things can emerge from this process that's going on in the subconscious mind, processing your experience and knowledge. The superconscious transcends personal experience. Sometimes we may receive inspiration that surpasses anything that we've learned through experience, a genuinely new idea. As you begin to work out your plan with faith and understanding, new thoughts, new ideas will spontaneously occur to you along the way. When you reach the stage of the process where inspirations enter unbidden into your consciousness, you can be sure that you are making progress, even if you aren't yet seeing manifested or experience what you're seeking. As the new ideas emerge, it shows something is happening. So let your aspirations and your thoughts fly free like the birds in the firmament of your faith. The sixth stage, God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures. Let us make man, male and female, in our image and likeness, and let them have dominion over the earth, and let them be fruitful and multiply. At this stage, or in this stage, in this phase of creation, your project is energized. It comes to life. It takes form on the earth, like living creatures. The male and female image and likeness represent two essential divine qualities, wisdom and love. Wisdom is the highest quality of intelligence. Love, the highest quality of feeling, and the unifying, harmonizing factor in consciousness. Wisdom and love. When you manifest new conditions in the creative process, you gain some wisdom about how the creative process works, about how things work. You gain wisdom. And because you are uplifted, your love for life grows. Your love for wisdom grows. This is love and wisdom in action. When you realize your creative power, it is especially important to consider how to use that power. What is it wise to do? How can you use your power to benefit not only yourself, but others as well? How can you use your creative power, that divine power that is what you are? How can you use that in loving and benevolent ways? Because we're all interconnected. We want to send out what we want to get back. So we want to move forward, guided by divine wisdom and prospered by divine love. It's one of my favorite unity affirmations. I move forward into a new and renewed life, guided by divine wisdom and prospered by divine love. And so these are the 6 days of creation, as we call them, but there's also a seventh day that's important. The seventh day, it says, God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. On the seventh day, God rested. It's beneficial to alternate times of mental and physical activity with times of stillness and rest. Reverend Carroll's meditation day was a beautiful example of entering into stillness and rest and relaxation, alternating our busyness with this stillness and this peace. The rest symbolized here alternates with mental activity of the creative process. Being still and beholding the good in your life is a high and powerful state of prayer. This is a state of acceptance, beholding the good, gratitude. It's a state of bliss. I love Emerson's definition of prayer, and I think it expresses this idea beautifully. Prayer is the contemplation of the facts of life from the highest point of view. It is the soliloquy of a beholding and jubilant soul. It is the Spirit of God pronouncing its works good. The state of stillness and silence is a state of gratitude and joy, jubilation, as Emerson would have it. So even if you don't feel stuck in any way, you can use the creative process of mind to manifest ever greater good, to continue in that perpetual process of creativity. Remember that you have the power to impress ideas upon the unlimited mind substance. You have that power. Let the light of infinite possibilities continually shine in your consciousness. Be open to the light. Remain firm in your faith. Use your power of imagination to sow seeds in the divine substance and trust the law to bear good fruit. Let the light of understanding illuminate your way and set your attention, your will, on following the path to your dreams. Let your aspirations fly high and free like the birds of the air. Seek wisdom and love to do good as well as to receive it. And periodically, take time to be still in the silence to receive the divine influx of bliss. Infinite possibilities are ready to pour into your life. I'd like to close with that thought. I'd like you to hold that thought or even say it aloud. Infinite possibilities are ready to pour into my life. And so it is. Thank you.
The first words, of course, are thank you, Reverend Jim. Thank you so much for opening this door of, as you call it, the 7 steps of creation, a sevenfold process. It is always a good thing, I believe, for us to, as truth students, to hear the foundations and principles of what we believe said with a different voice, from different sources that we may not always um, listen to or read about, the philosophers, and not just be reliant on the Judeo Christian Bible. And hearing the story of creation that we all know so well in the context of metaphysics and symbolic interpretation gives meaning to that Bible uh, that can be used every day of our life. And most important in those times when we question, what's my next step? Why can't I begin to figure out how to go forward and to go back and listen to step 1 through 7 that we can link into and decide for ourselves that indeed the possibilities are always there, always there. Thank you so much for taking us through that. And I hope that each of us will remember that at our very fingertips. Uh, there is the truth that we're really never stuck because we are that infinite mind in expression. Bob put up on the screen that last affirmation that infinite possibilities are ready to pour into my life. Just that statement alone releases us from feeling, oh, there's no way to go forward. I am that infinite possibility. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Thank you. And another thought I had toward the end, at the end, as a matter of fact, when that interlude came in, that musical interlude, how valuable that is. Because we just went through 7 incredible steps to think about and hold on to and study. And then there was that quiet, that stillness, that rest. I experienced that. I'm sure you did as well in those few moments. Thank you again. We have been blessed this morning. And now we take a moment to think about our prayer requests for ourselves, for others, for the world, and our tithe and offering. So I invite you to join me as you contemplate what your prayer request is. And you may have come with this request this morning. And here is an opportunity to think through, with the message we have heard, possibilities, infinite possibilities, always available, always right before us if we would have eyes to see and ears to hear. As you think of your prayer request, think of those involved, that they are filled as their own infinite possibility. and that it awaits them. And see it for yourself as well. We give thanks for this awareness and for this truth that is always present, everywhere present. And we say thank you and amen. And we think about the gift we would share from the bounty that has flowed into our lives from the infinite source. We know that we are blessed, that as we give, so we receive. We are grateful at Unity in Harlem for all the gifts that we receive, that we are not forgotten, that we are in the flow of your consciousness as you share with us your gifts, your tithe, your offering. And let us see on the screen the prayer that we share together every Sunday. I will say it, and then you please join me as we say it together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Shall we know it together? Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. So be it.
There is more than enough in the universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see. And all that will ever be is your infinite love, infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough. There is more than enough in the universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all there will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough. More. No lack, no doubt. More than enough, more than enough. On a planet of sacred design. More than enough.
Once again, our thanks, and we come to our prayer protection and the priest song, everyone. Thank you for joining us and being with us today, and I hope that you will join us on the Zoom link for our sharing and fellowship, and I certainly hope that Jim will be able to join us for a few moments as well.
I certainly will.
Oh, great. Wonderful. So now if you can lead us in the prayer of protection.
All right. We join together in this consciousness. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let